Good morning, everyone. How's it going? Who actually reads the disclaimer? Does anybody really read it? Don't think so. But we still have to do it for just to keep ourselves safe. How's it going? Still quiet. Oh, let me make sure that I put it on live chat so I can hear Meta or read Meta. I always have to think about that now. Let's go. Okay, live chat. Yes. Okay, here. Meta, I'm thinking about it every morning. Put it back on live chat because we know that YouTube did some weird things for some reason. So, guys, FOMC was beautiful. I'm just wondering if anyone took advantage of it. But my weekly objective has just been met during Asia, which actually pisses me off a little bit. I was waiting for this. Let me just double check if the sound is working. Want to make sure so I don't have to bother you guys with it. Yes, okay, here we go. So I've been pointing out this level the whole week, and I said, well, I want to have that. I want to be in that short. That's the short I'm waiting for, and it happened in Asia. The shit happens. I'm not too upset about it because I managed to take the FOMC move, but this was actually the move I was waiting for. Now FOMC was actually quite interesting. In hindsight, it's always easy to see things, but it's still good to go over it and to realize it, so you start to recognizing these things sooner, right? Because that's the point. Now, while I'm talking, because we had a large move in Asia, and I think we might have some consolidation anyway, so that's why I'm just sort of, okay, you know what? I'm just gonna go over the FOMC move because it was how I call it a three-stage delivery, and it did exactly that, and it was just I loved it. I mean, but I do want to show you guys something, which is literally what we have been doing. This is so Monday we had this move, right? This move to the downside, and then literally this is just all time distortion. Literally, you can just almost. I mean, if you guys have watched ICTs and it was in core content, you can literally, or it was in another series, I can't remember, but you can literally just delete this whole area, right? You can just delete it, and then you have a market maker. Here you have your sweep of this low here, and then you have the move up, right? So it's just finalizing a market maker, a whole market maker model. And literally, we just went back to Monday's high. So we didn't do a lot technically. So at some point, okay, now let's go over the FOMC delivery. When I say three-stage delivery, I said fake move to the fake move. So technically, that's the real move already showing its hand, taking out the longs here, and then at 2:30 the real move starts. Exactly, you can see it here. It was a little wicky, but this candle here, the 2:45. So that's why I always say wait until 2:30 or maybe a little bit later. It will give you more clarity. But at some point, for me, when it started making this move and it left London high, I was like, okay, now. So I got in somewhere in this area here and it put down because it was like, okay, it's not going to leave. FOMC is not going to leave. It was before 2:30. I took actually part of this move, part of this run. Then I got out and I waited, and then I got it back in somewhere in this area and took the whole run. So it was a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful delivery of the FOMC. Now it did not go to the higher end wall, which I thought it might do at some point. But if you calculate the whole dealing range for those people, if they're the retail, or the people that learn the pattern, if you really want to use your fibs, this is exactly 79% of the whole dealing range. So it's sort of like I didn't look at that. So, but technically, if you measure this to this, it's sort of like it's done this job, so it didn't go higher. But the question is, we still have news today. We still have this N walk, and this N walk still needs some balancing, to be honest. So I'm just curious what's going to happen. Are we just going to go into this is the weekly range, by the way? Oh, let me go back to the 1 hour. I put all my N walks here because there's so much balancing that needs to be done. I just want to know exactly which. Okay, so we are now the 20% of the weekly range. But going back to my weekly objective, which was exactly this area. I've been talking about this all week. I want to be in this trade to the downside. If not, I'll be very upset. Well, it happened in Asia. Shit happens. So this was my move. Exactly. So yesterday we went into Monday's first presented fair value gap. So that's why it's always important to keep Monday's first presented fair value gap on your chart. Other ones are important as well, other days. So you keep a separate tab for that. But jot the Monday open, the Monday first presented of the morning session on your chart. And you see here this is also how I sort of manage my trade using that first presented. And then in Asia, we took, listen, I've been showing this area. This was my point. I've had this already on my point of interest. 421, ready to go. A little bit lower, but still good enough for me. I mean, but I missed that one, so I didn't take it. But I can't complain. I had this whole move. So yeah, a large move in Asia. So what does it mean? That could mean consolidation in London. Could mean, because we also have news, right? 8:30, I believe. I just want to go over it again because sometimes they put in new things. I just want to make sure that I have everything clear. And we do have some news in London, by the way. So let me go over that. Hello, you cannot come here, my love. Hello. I'm busy, my poo-poo. No. Go. You're gonna ruin my setup. No. Gigi. Hey, come. No. Why are you always doing this? Come. Oh, wait. Hey. Come on. Gigi. No. You cannot do that. Uh-uh. Okay. Gigi. Go. Okay, GBP 5 a.m. Oh, it's just a speaker. Okay, well, I don't know if that's has the same weight as if our big friend, what's his name? Oh, come on now. Oh, okay, now you're annoying. Go. Signal. Okay. Hey, Lilo Tux. Oh, Dr. Gus. I actually sort of like, are you trading gold today? I can go over it, but I sort of like skipped, did I? Is my stream now, am I still streaming? Oh my god. Did my video, see my cat is ruining my setup. Hold on guys, see my cat ruined my setup now. I knew she always does that. I need to fix this. Bloody cat, come on. See, she took out the... As if she knows exactly what to do to ruin it. There we go. Okay, everything working. That was a horrible... Yeah, I know. It looked horrible as well. I mean... It wasn't very charming. But anyway, I think it's back, right? Yeah, and that's why I was... It's like she just knows exactly what to do to make it like go off. So that's why I got a little bit upset. Hey, Mether, there you are. I'm on live chat. I switched it back because every time it switches back anyway. But Dr. Gus asked about gold, and I sort of like lately I've like, you know what, I'm just going to focus on NQ, but we'll have a look at gold just to go over them at all. Uh, but I just want to go over the NQ and what I was looking at and my missed move, right? I mean, I've been talking about this move and look where it went. So, but shit happens, get over it and move on. So I have to, my weekly objective sort of has been met, and it also now is exactly, we're on Thursday, but we are 20% of the range. Now I'm curious to see what happened. Like, did we just create imbalances to go back into, or are we going to go further down into the range? So both options are still open for me. I guess we just have to have a look, because if I look now at NQ, like, what is the manipulation move? Because technically we can consider this whole area still a balanced price range, even up to here. Like, I would consider this a manipulation move and this a distribution, or are we still balancing out this whole area, because these are still wicks. So I still have it identified for me myself, like, okay, this is the distribution move or this is the manipulation move. So it's still a little bit unclear to me, but so I'm still have to wait a little bit. Yeah, but anyway, so let's have a look at yeah. So can we expect anything in London could we have a continuation in London? Yes, we can. But I would rather see it go up a little bit higher. Let's calculate the how big Asia is. I want to grade it just to see if we go up in Asia's range. Okay, we did tap into 50% here. If we measure just Asia, but let's measure the whole range. And then this is the 50%. Okay. Now we are not, this is not a balanced price range. So we have to look into what is balanced. This is not balanced. Or is it? Hold on. Are we? No, we're not. I'm just going to leave it like this for now to see. So the 10 o'clock is the 50%. Okay. Now let's have a look at the 4-hour. So we had distribution to the downside at 6. Then we had the 10 o'clock continuation candle, but we created a large wick. The 2 o'clock we opened. Where did we open? Was it higher or lower than the close? No, that's important to me. Open is 5:10:25. Close 5:10. Okay, so technically we opened higher than the close of this one. Let's keep an eye on that. I'm gonna grade this one here. I just want to go here. Okay, let's see. We have an N walk here. Let's see, what is this N walk? What do we have in this N walk? Is this a balanced N walk? I think so. Not really. We still need a little bit of sell side here. Oh no, we don't. Okay, we're done. No, okay, it's. I didn't say anything. But further down. Okay. Let's see. I quickly want to have a look at the IPTA. I see it's going down, but I'm not too interested at this moment. Let's go to the daily. There we go. Now, what do we have for imbalances on the IPTA? See, I marked all these little all those 4 hours. They all created. I'm on the daily now, but all these yellow lines, I remember them. They're all 4 hour candles, and they all created a gap when they created a new 4 hour candle. So let's see. I've got one here, one here. We have a nice wick here as well. We could go into if we decide to go lower. If we decide to go all the way into this gap here, this liquidity, this imbalance, we could still be bullish and go back up. So I do see some more reason to go further down today. We've got news as well, right? Oh, I was checking the news, by the way. Yeah, unemployment claims at 8:30. Red candle, red folder news. 30-year bond auction, but that doesn't seem to. I don't really. That's not a reason for me not to trade in the morning in the AM session. Okay, okay. So let's see. Let's find out where we can have some more PD arrays where we could trade into. Switch this one here. Okay, this is good enough now. Back to the 1 hourly because I want to see where we are in the weekly range. So if we would go further down, we are going to, hey Jeremy, Jeremy R. I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm going to call you Jerem. Thank you for that. I never ask. I mean, I find it so stupid to ask for it. I'm always like, if people want to do it, they do it, and if not, well, leave a comment if there's anything you want me to do differently, but it has to be like normal, constructive feedback, right? So like or don't like, but then if you don't like, give me feedback. That's the point I want to make. Yeah. I mean, it is not always about, just like it helps the algo, but it's also like being able to comment if you want to see things differently. Okay, so let's see if we can get into this range here. The wick. These are the wicks I like, by the way. So I don't like if it's like it's a it's a dreamer. Oh, okay. I'm gonna call you dreamer. It makes sense. Yeah, it makes sense. I gotcha. Dreamer. I like that. Okay, so what time is it? 9:02. Did I say 9:02? Oh, I think I need more coffee, guys. I said 9:02. You guys know what I mean, right? Okay, I'll go over gold now quickly because I promised that. I just got a little bit hung up on my favorite boy NQ. I just love NQ. I mean that move. I just want to know who took that move, FOMC move yesterday. Did anyone profited on that move to the upside? I'm just curious, and if not, why not? Just because you didn't trade, or did you not manage to see it? Because I really want to, it is if you start understanding how most of the times, because Bowser pointed out a really good point that one time in December it wasn't playing out, but the move to the downside was almost similar. If you look at how the candles were forming when we had one at 5, I believe it was 5, and then one at 8 o'clock, and it didn't have any continuation. So you took it with me? Nice. Yeah, it was pretty awesome. I mean, it was so, once you understand the manipulation and how it works, like the move up and then it takes out the initial longs and then it settles down, and then at 2:30 the real moves start, and this time it was 2:45. But at 2:30, if we stay on the 15-minute, you can see it's settling down and it doesn't go any lower, and then when it goes back up, you go back to the open price. You can use the 15-minute candle very well for that. So once you have this price section, or you just wait until the 15-minute candle open that was at 2:15, for example. If it starts going back up, and it left, the biggest clue was London high was not taken out. You can see here what it did. It left London high. So that was the biggest clue. And then we still had the first presented fair value gap of Monday. There were some other, I mean, it was like 4 or 5 confluences for me that lined up. So I was very comfortable in this move up. Yeah, it was just beautiful. It was just really beautiful after 3 days of just consolidation, which was pretty ugly. But anyway, patience pays. So FOMC, always wait until 2:30, guys. Wait till 2:30 or later. You'll thank me. Start looking into it. Go back into your charts. Don't take my word for it. Just go back and look how many times and identify the fake move. It's actually 2 moves, right? The fake move to the fake move, so that's this one. So technically the real move already tipping its end. Then the fake move to take everyone out, and then the real move after 2:30. Okay, gold. Gold. So I haven't looked into gold that much, but it's good to get in over some technicals. Okay, this is the daily. I just want to have a look at, let me just, let's have a look at the daily at the IPTA levels as well. Okay, let's have a look. What is IPTA? What can we expect? Where do we have imbalances? What we can use for on the IPTA 20. So this is the IPTA 20. Do we have still imbalances to take out? Enough, I guess. This N walk, we don't need to get into this N walk. We don't need to get into this N walk. This N walk below. We're leaving high, lower high here. We have wicks here. It's a lot of wicks, and I do like wicks, but I don't like it when there's everywhere wicks because we're rejecting now in here, but are we going to go into this wick to reject, or are we going to take out this little, we're going to go into this area. I would mark this area here on the daily. I would be good. So this is a little imbalance that now it tapped into it here and it tapped into it here, right? You can see that. So it could be done its job for now. Let me see the daily. I'll go to the weekly as well. So this one is the daily one. So you see how beautifully it used this one on the 2nd of December and on the 9th of December. So this week it just tapped onto it. So this wick goes through it. This one is on top of it. And then it made its move up. So I will be inclined to think that we are going higher on gold on the daily. Take out these levels here. I think why do I have my I do have a level here, TP, and we haven't met it yet. 43.05. Don't ask me how I got there. Yeah, so Lilo, I'm thinking if I would, I'm not interested in myself to be honest, but I am thinking about if I would have someone would tell me, okay, you need to take it on trade, but we'll go from the higher time frame to the lower time frame. Let me quickly go to the weekly. I think I can switch off the IPTA. Oh, I wanna look at one more thing in IPTA. Hold on, I just want to see how the 40 and the 60 are can be referenced against the. So you see on NQ the 20, 40, and 60 are almost in one box, right? And we do have some lower levels on gold here on the 40 IPTA. That's this area here. So it's not that much of a range, but and then 60 goes all the way back here. Now, if you look at NQ, for example, you can see a big difference. So that's why you can see it's always I guess the yearly objective has been met already on NQ. See, so you see it's like a IPTA 20, 40, and 60 are just it's just one because we've been consolidating. This is just one big consolidation that we're in. That's why it's hard to trade. So you see the difference, right? 60 days. It's literally a 60-day range that we're in. So we just sort of balancing out those balancing and just those what has been created in this range. So even though I still prefer NQ, if you look at the IPTA, this should be easier to trade, right? But it's for me, it's not. Hey, but Lilo, don't use me as a confirmation, okay? Because I might be wrong as well. I'm just going over what I think, but I'm not that good in gold as I am. I feel more comfortable with reading NQ. But hey, listen, I love doing this anyway. So, but you see the difference here, the 20 and the 40 range and the 60, how much of a bigger range, and that we are. I do see a market maker model here, right? You see that? But the question is, we always go back into original consolidation. Sometimes it takes the liquidity that is above that original consolidation, but sometimes when it's not done yet, it could just also tap into it. Like if this is a bearish order block, well, we've tapped into it once here. So the question is, oh, is this a bearish order block that takes us down again? Or because we still have quite a bit of imbalances in both the IPTA 20, do we in the IPTA 20? Yeah, I do see this one little here. And in the IPTA 40, we have liquidity, but let me just want to see. Let's calculate this range here. How far are we in the range? Because yesterday, the range to the upside was exactly 79% with the FOMC move. I didn't see that at the time, by the way, because that's why I thought we might go higher. But it could always go higher, right, and just go full bullish. But let's see. So this is the 79%. So it could go up into, let's see, we'll go on the lower time frame to see what's there. But I also want to know this range here. If we would reverse here and let's see. Yeah, so for me, this little, I like these imbalances here, but this one has been worked through, but this one is still open here, this little imbalance. 4134.3. Oh, you took a long during news. Did you take FOMC yesterday? 4128. Oh, let me have a look. I would love to see that. I love to hear the good. Hey, and but also people that didn't have a good trade on. You know, we could go over. I mean, if you have a trade and it didn't work out, just if you feel comfortable, share it and we could go over it and see. Hey, what could one of us? What do we see? What you might have missed, or that's. I mean, make it interactive and learn from it because we learn the most from our mistakes, right? So you took 4182. 4182. Wow. Let's see. Wednesday. See, this is what I don't like about gold. Yesterday, the FOMC, right? This is the FOMC here. The FOMC was here at 2, and it moved down. So I took a long during news. But are you talking about the FOMC move? Because the FOMC. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong. I'm sorry, guys. See, I need more coffee. I'm looking here. What's wrong with me? Okay, yeah, I know it's a perfect move. I'm sorry, Dr. Goss. I'm sorry. It's a perfect move. It's a hey, look, it almost looks the same as so here the move is exactly a 2. That's funny. That's actually not the 3-stage distribution. That's actually, let's have a look on the 1 hour how it performed. 2, and it just continued. Interesting. That's interesting. I need to start journaling that because it does work differently. But it did exactly the same, right? It just balanced it out. So same here. Oh, just time distortion, and then it just finalized the model. This is actually a more clearer model. Sell side, buy side, and it just goes back into that area. But it did not. It went straight up at 2 o'clock. Well, you have here. So this is the manipulation move here. Then it opens at 2. Then you have to move down. So that's the fake move. And then it goes up. But And if you would have missed it, you could have taken the next hourly candle and still continuation. 2 to 3. Let's have a look at the half an hour because I'm trying. Oh, it did do it. Hold on. Here, okay, no, it does. Okay, hold on. It's getting more clear now. Okay, so you have it opens. You get the fake move to the down. It goes up and then it goes back down and then it formed this low, right? So this is how it works. So it's similar. So you don't take the 2 o'clock move. You wait. You let this play out. It goes up. Then it goes down, forms low. Then you get the next candle at 2:30. You get another manipulation move, and then you take it at 2:30. Yeah. Okay. So it did sort of the same. If you see what I mean with so this move is to take out the first longs, right? So everybody goes long here, and they, oh my God, we're long, and they get in, and then they get taken out because it swings all the way back and then creates the low. And then you get the next candle, another fake move to the downside, and then it moves up above the open of this one, and then you have a nice, you can ride that long. Okay, beautiful move. You take it all the way up, Dr. Gus. That's a beautiful move. There's a lot of points as well. Let me see. Let me see if it's calculatable using this one. I'm going to be interested in a trade maybe in at next macro. So that's why I'm taking some time just going over this stuff. So where did it go? 1, 2, 5 here, 2, 2.5, 3, 3.5. Oh, it actually did hit for exactly, but that what time was that? 8 o'clock. Okay. 4 standard deviation exactly at 8 o'clock. Okay, what did we do here? What time did we do that? Now this one is a little bit harder to calculate, to be honest. I think this one is more the better one because it's took out the low. It's still the same. Okay. Nice trade, Dr. Gus, on gold. But let's continue on gold quickly. Okay, I was a little bit distracted by the move. Okay, let's see the weekly. Oh, such a mess. You see on the weekly we have a nice, also a bigger gap here. I'm going to mark that gap because I want to know. We still lack some. We still lack sell side on this area. You see that on the weekly? It's still, we only have buy side has gone through and some wicks, so that isn't balanced at all. The week on the weekly. Let me just see if I got some messages. I'm still dealing with those water issues and the bullshit. So there's still people I need to come by to fix the roof and electricity, and I've got tripped water things everywhere in the kitchen. This is on the weekly. Okay, I'm going to look at the monthly now as well because we're halfway, over halfway. Okay, this is the weekly volume imbalance that I need to, and you see it's beautiful in that OTE zone, right? So there is if we go down on gold, I will be eager to aim for that area. So quickly have a look at the monthly. Now what are we doing on the monthly? Oh, what did I do here? This is wrong. Okay. we go. Taking this off. So I'm using this monthly wick here to see where are we going with this area. Are we going to go into the monthly wick? So are we going to go to this area? Oh, I see. I've got my TP exactly here. Okay, at 4305. We could get a nice turn at this level, 4306-ish. Let's see if we can make that. Okay, this one. I think that's how I got my TP, and it's also an NWOG. Yeah, so I'm gonna take this off here. 79 is just below 25%. I can remember that, so I need to take this off. Okay, here we go. A weekly. We're in here. Daily. Now, normally gold should going down to the weekly CB. No, weekly CB. Well, you would think so, right? But we've got a wick here. We managed to already go, I believe it's more than 50%. Let me just quickly grade it. Did we take it? Yes. Is it an exact number? No. Oh, we did not. The thing is, Lilo, with candles like this, you can get like a couple of these, you know, like inside candles. See, it's just been creating. It's just that's why I didn't touch gold. No, I understand. No worry, I understand what you mean. You see, it's just going back and forth, back and forth. So that's why I wasn't interested in gold at all, because I just don't like these candles that are just sort of like ranging here. And on Friday we formed this wick, so I already thought it's just gonna, a wick is just a lot of gaps on the higher time frame. So if you have a wick like this, you can already tell that it's going back and forth and staying in this area for a while. So for me now the question is, are we going to tap into the 50% of that weekly wick and then go into your BC, or are we going to go to this TP high here, that monthly candle, which is that is a point of interest because it's on the monthly candle. It's very high time frame, but I do think it needs to go somewhere in that wick to either go further back down or maybe it might go up. I'm thinking going down to previous week low. I don't know. For me it's hard to read, to be honest. We've touched into 0.38%. It could be enough for just a little move to the upside, because this is the move to the upside, and it created a lot of liquidity here. I don't know. I can't. For me, this is it's making all high, lower high, another high. So I wonder. I just want to see where that weekly CB is again. It is here. Yeah. So we have this volume imbalance as well. Yeah, so once it starts going down, I think I'm very interested in this area here. But I need more confirmation. For me, it's hard to say. I just need a little bit more. I want to see clear. Hey, look, I mean, this is beautiful accumulation. Let's see if we can identify the manipulation, and then we have the distribution. If the distribution is going to the downside, I know where to trade it to. I think this is very high probability now. So let's keep an eye on it. We'll keep an eye on gold. For me, it's hard to really say anything about it because I just really want to see one of those two break. But for me, if it would, I had this TP set already a long time ago. If it would hit 4306, I'm taking it down. Okay. let's see, what do we have left? Look, Asia. Oh, by the way, um, we have such a large range of Asia now as well. It's crazy, right? Oh my God, look at gold. Wow, that is just. Let's see if it would go to the breaker. Where would the breaker be? Right over here. Would it go into this range? No, Lila, don't worry about it. If I don't want to do it, you'll know. Don't worry. No, I love the. Hey, that's what the stream is for, right? I mean, there's no trade anyway right now. We just have to. I think London might be a lot more consolidated because we had such a large move. So we go over things. It's okay. And if not, if I want to trade, I'll let you know. But no worries. Always ask. And sometimes most of the times it will be, yes, let's do it. And sometimes like, hey man, I want to trade. There's a good trade. We'll do it afterwards. But no, please just don't hesitate to ask. Um, let's see now. Okay. Okay. Consolidation. Yeah, am I upset that I missed this move? Not really, to be honest. I said I would be, but I'm not. Because FOMC gave a good move, and I guess it's the relief that we had to look for. Now, just trying to think what are the odds, what's going to happen, right? What is more likely to happen? I'm going to switch this off. But you see the difference on gold and on NQ, how we are boxed in on up to 20, 40, and 60. So it's literally. Oh, we have a nice imbalance here as well. This is where we consolidated literally a whole week. And I like it. I like this one as well. You see this flat bottom here, flat top, I must say. I like it that they left this N walk. There's this N walk, and that's also like unbalanced. It needs also more balancing. So I wonder if we're going to go there as well, maybe today or tomorrow. Today's Thursday, right? Can you give my idea? Asia give us a push. So in London, price take rest. So you should consolidation. In New York session, there more power. Let me read what Methor has to say. So my bias for the moment is rather bearish. We got a small 4-hour FUG above us, which I think we could aim for. Then move further down to the N walk, at least to previous week low or daily for value gap for today. Let me have a look. There's a lot of shit on my chart. So you are saying we got a small 4-hour FUG above us. Yes, this one here. And what do you notice here? What does this 4-hour FUG lack, right? Yeah. So we aim for that and then move further down to the N walk, at least to previous week low or daily fair value gap for today. Where is previous week low? I have it somewhere here. I should have it here on this one. Here. Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you, Method, because also look at this candle. It doesn't have any wick, right? There's no manipulation. Flat top. Yeah, exactly. So we just want to see. So I'm not going to expect too much of a move into this one, but just a wick to balance out the lack of manipulation on this candle, right? So we don't mind if this candle goes above it, but the body we don't want to see, preferably no body. I just want to see a wick into this one here, and then move further down. It's so ugly, the 4 hour for a 4 hour candle. So, but the only thing that I'm sort of like I don't like is that we have such a large wick here, and then I that sort of like limits the possibility for a continuation. You understand what I mean with for 4 hour? I wonder what we're going to get, if we're going to get a few 4 hour candles here, because with a large wick, the next one is not going to be a continuation most likely. Um, yeah, I would, you know what I would do? I want to see how this 4 candle is going to end. Maybe we're gonna get a larger wick. So what might happen is that we go back and forth a few times before it makes the move, because I just don't like. This is sort of like it destroys the continuation model, right? On the 4 hour. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, well, let's see. It might make a long wick, by the way. I mean, look, we're in wick country now, so I wouldn't wear my t-shirt if I would have that t-shirt. I love large wicks. I wouldn't wear it this week because I don't like these wicks. I mean, I have to be clear about that, right? There has to be a little bit of a difference. But we're moving up. I see we're moving up, up, up. Let's see. Okay, so what is, so let's say I would trade it up to 550. Let's go long. It's going to paper trade. I haven't even opened my account yet. Oh, I want to go to the 1 minute. Oh, look at that. I'm just seeing something that I didn't realize before. 1 minute. Where is this? What did we do yesterday in this one? Oh, I need to see it on the one. Oh, what do we have here? Okay, this is balanced. Okay, no worries. But we would like to see this as a, how far is this in? 590, 589. What do we have here? We've got an imbalance here. What gap? We've got a propulsion block. Not a proposed suspension block, my bad, sorry guys. And we want to go into I need a bigger screen, I can tell you that. I need to calculate this. Okay. Now I'm too early. I should have waited for the macro to start. So I'm gonna. This isn't a trade I would do on my account, but I would wait for the breaker retest here, and breaker, breaker, activated with this move to the upside, wait for a breaker retest, let's see. And if it goes below this breaker, it then validates my trade. We've got an inversion, we've got change in state delivery here on the 5. It's good enough for a small trade. We're not looking for a large trade. Because we are just anticipating a little wick into this candle on the 4 hour. Now it could go higher, right? It could, but so this is my, I wouldn't take it higher than this at the moment. And if it does, well, we'll see. So I just graded the whole Asia box. I'm just testing this. It's not based on anything yet. I'm just sort of like, is this a valid range I can use? If we have like a large Asia, because now we're at 50%. So I just want to know, is it giving us a little push? So I just want to see. So this level matches with if I use this wick and I measure it, it exactly measures this area, also as a 1/3. So that's why I put my, I'm gonna put it one tick below it. Let me see. Here we go. Just testing out some stuff here, playing around. Oh, but look at this, how beautiful it went into my. I had this on my chart all the time, and I've mentioned this so many times. This area. Yeah. But it's okay. Does any one of you guys trade Asia, by the way? Just curious. I mean, there's pretty good moves nowadays. Oh, hey Cesaria, how are you doing? Did you manage to take FOMC, by the way? Okay. I'm too early in my trade. Should have waited. It's just crazy how fast this year went by, right? It's kind of, I can't believe it. It's already almost the end of December. It's just crazy. It's just, I still remember being in September, like, oh, with price action and stuff like that. Oh, thank you for subscribing, guys. I'm almost at 500. 10 more, 11 people to go. That's just such a way to end the year. I think that is just crazy. So Mether, you would entry would be at the market structure shift right on the 4 hour shift. Let me go back to the 1 hour, by the way, because I want to see the weekly. Oh shit! Not you, not you, not you. We do left. You see that we left a lot of gaps in this move down in Asia. So I'm sort of like wondering what it's going to do. Let me calculate this range again. We left a lot of my little snory cat. I find they're so cute when they snore. Okay, let's see. 79%. There's a big gap here. What is that the? What did it do here? We have a lot. Look at this wick. It's so weird. Just have one whole. Let me go to the 13. I want to see what happened there. Oh, okay, I see. I see. I see. See, it's too early to enter in a trade like that. So you just wait for the macro, unless it already taps into a breaker at 245 or 246. You enter, but normally just wait because it's just stupid for me to enter that early. I have to journal that. Impatience. That's impatience. And that's why I always paper trade when I just start, so I can catch myself doing these stupid things and make myself aware. Because you know the weird thing is that you do things and you sort of like, I don't know if it's like every day you have to reset yourself or make that mist to be aware, and it's like even though you know it, but sometimes you need a reminder. And this is like for me also, that's why my first 2-3 trades are always paper trades. I haven't even opened I'm gonna open up my account. I think after today I can ask um, a payout. This one. Have to double check. So for me I have the legacy on the funded next. They changed the rules, right? So there's no more consistency rules on the and I was really enjoying that with the FOMC move, and also yesterday there was other news which I profited from, and it was just awesome because I had like yesterday. So the day before yesterday, I made 1100, and normally when you have consistency rules, I had to limit myself at 700 or 500 at some point. I can't remember, but now it's like, oh my god, it's so nice. So I'm thinking of getting a rapid and a and the other one, but the rapid has consistency rules on the funded, but it doesn't matter because you get payouts faster on 3 days. But then if you have both, if you have like a larger move you want to trade, you go back to your legacy. So it's actually pretty good to have both now. And the thing is with the rapid you can pass in 1 day, and the downside of a legacy you have to use 5 days. But once you have it, you have this. I'm really enjoying the no consistency rules, but it's good to have both now. So I'm thinking of getting another legacy as well, so I can swap around. You get your the smaller trade, and when you're done, you move and you have a large distribution move. I can move because not every day is a distribution. You cannot trade every day, right? So it doesn't happen every day that you get the larger move. Simple as that. You've got to accept that. Um, what was I doing here? Oh, I was opening my account. I really need more coffee, I think. Jeez, I'm so slow in my head today. I am slow. There we go. Okay, trade seems to be working. What time is it? 2:50. Okay, let's have a look. So it looks like we're gonna watch it here. I want to watch it on the 4 hour because I want to watch the four. You guys know I live on the 4 hour, right? Especially around this time, just to see how what is doing. It really helps me to frame my larger trades. So that's why for me it's important. Hmm. So I do think we're going to go into this wick, and we've got various levels. Let's see how high I could go into that wick. These are those, no, they're not. These are different levels. But this one matches exactly with this level here. Now I've gone wrong a few times with those levels when they match, because I thought, oh my god, they match, so that's the level it's going to go to. Not always, but I sort of like hope it because I feel like a detective that I found out like an extra confluence, but it doesn't always work that way. Full transparency about that. So I put it there just to see if it works, because obviously I journal those things, right? Yeah, I'm just trying. So if you want to feel safe, just either because we're at 50%, we're at 50% of the Asia range gap. But if you grade this wick here, you can also take it to put your TP a little bit lower. I'll show you guys. I'll leave it on. I'll make it purple. There you go. So it's this wick. here. So 25% matches also with something else here, another gradient. So yeah, you can make the point like it's just good. Technically, it just needs one little tick. So if you see a candle like this, just a little tap up to here could be enough for to balance out the imbalance of lack of manipulation. So it's a point. I have to be aware here a little bit to see what it does if it goes up here, right? Let's see. Let's see what we have on the 5 minute here. Oh shit! I always do that. 4 hour back. I don't know. I need 5 minutes here. I want to see. I just want to be aware of if my. So let's see, because this is exactly at 5:50. So we have a little gap here as well, and but we do have also a, hmm. Well, let's see. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if we go here and then we have a little bit of a turn and then we might go higher a little bit later, but this might be it. We'll see. We'll see. But for now, you're not doing a lot, are you, NQ? I have some coffee left, some cold old coffee from this morning. Oh no, I cannot drink it. What's that? Oh, that looks gross. What happened there? Oh, so I don't know. It's really I don't know if it's interesting to say, but watermelons are really expensive here for some reason. Um, I'm gonna view tomorrow guy that's on for the YouTube channel. Wow. It's so funny. They are so huge. So he points out how big they are, like making a picture of a watermelon with a box of fire lighters in front of it, which is really small, obviously. I'm like, okay, well I mean that's cool. Medium, wow. But okay, and we've got a nice guy. He goes to a farm, and then once a week he comes with avos and lychees and big all this stuff. But wow, but it's crazy how expensive water. I mean, for us, I mean, compared in Europe, it's cheap still, though. To be honest, um, I like watermelon, especially when it's hot. For Christmas, I'm gonna order myself a watermelon for Christmas. That's my present to myself for Christmas. There you go. I ordered a watermelon for Christmas. make some room in my fridge though. Yeah. I hope we have some better weather in there during that time. Let me see, because it's been crazy here, just crazy. A lot of wind again, rain. Shit. Okay, let's go, NQ. Come on, baby. Let's go, let's go, let's go. So only a paper trade for me, guys. No, nothing. I'm not in anything. I just have to make $100 to make it count for a trading day. But we have news. I mean, it should be possible to do so, right? Now I wonder if we're going to go all the way up here. Where is it? 702. Oh. Hey, Adrian Suleta. I've been seeing a lot of videos lately of quant traders saying it won't be profitable. I've been studying and I don't know. Well, if you've been studying ICT for 2 years, how are you? I mean, what I always say, I can tell you that I'm profitable, but I could be lying. Anyone who says something could be lying, but I advertise as an ICT trader because it works for me. And I always say like, hey, but you need to check it out for yourself and find out if it works for you. So I'm just curious if you have studying ICT for 2 years and if you have looked in the charts, what do you think? You know, people say things all the time, and for some people this works, and for some people that works. There are a lot of profitable ICT traders. But the best thing to do is not listening to anyone and figure it out for yourself and then go to the chart. So I'm just curious, Adrian, if you've been studying 2 years, what do you think? Does it make sense to you? I can tell you how I experience it, because for me things start to make sense. How things were compartmentalized, like the breaker, and things were named, like I could look at things and like, okay, that's a breaker, that's a rejection block, and before that it was just candlesticks and I couldn't make anything of it. And then being able to calculate things into bloody precision. I mean, look, I've marked this area and I've been talking about this area the whole week. I said, hey, this is my trade for the week. Look where it went. I missed it because it was in Asia. I could have not done that before I was into ICT, but this was my TP. This area was my TP. And I've got the streams it's on stream. I went back to this area and I showed it, guys, this is my trade of the week. I want to be in that short, and this is my TP. Yeah, so that's a good point you're making. So it doesn't matter what you do, right? If you don't have your psychology in order, and for me, it's patience, getting into trades too fast, and being impatient. It doesn't matter if I have my models, which are highly profitable, but if I get into early. Hey guys, I'll be honest with you. Yesterday it was FOMC, and I've been preaching, do not trade before 2:30. And I was sitting here and I didn't have any trade. And I was like, oh, you know what? Let me just take a few stabs. They were all losing stabs, and I managed to make up for it. But again, it shows me that I also fall victim to sometimes, like, okay, you know what? Not that I was, maybe it was bored. I don't know if I can say it was boredom, but I did take a few stabs, which doesn't make sense because I know how to trade FOMC and I've been profitable doing that. And so there's no point for me getting into a trade. But then again, maybe it's in my head, or maybe it doesn't provide me the trade today at FOMC, which it sort of like starts playing with your head because it's quite late, and you're watching the charts. And the longer you watch the chart without doing anything, it starts, those little voices maybe start getting to you, right? So, and this also was a trade that wasn't really, I should not get gotten into. But hey, it's a paper trade, and if I get stopped out, I journal it. And I journal my emotions with it. What was I thinking? Oh, I wasn't stream. I wanted to get in a trade because maybe I feel like I have to when I'm on stream. And you know, and maybe I think, oh, it'll work out, but it's good when it stops me out because it gives me my lesson again. No, you know, it didn't meet your expectations. You have to wait. You want to wait for the breaker retest, right? And then you get in, and you want the breaker retest within a macro. And now we got it. Now this should have been my entry. My entry should have been here instead of here. So I've got a very poor entry now, right? So I'm actually hoping that I'm stopped out because that should happen to me now, just as a sort of a punishment, I guess. Hey, you're 21. That's awesome. I can provide. Hey, listen. If you study, I tell you one thing, and don't take my word for it, but um, if you're 21 and already thinking like that, and you have no retail bullshit baggage, and you just study how what ICT teaches, and you really go, you have to go through the long-winded ones, and there are a few shortcuts afterwards. But the people that don't want to do that, they will never be successful with ICT. They think, oh, I'm just gonna watch someone who teaches ICT in 13 minutes or whatever. You'll miss a lot of context, and I think understanding that at some point is what makes you. It's not always about what he says, but it's also. I think that there is the psychology is in that part, being able to listen to him, and accepting that sometimes it takes time to get to um, to learn a new concept. You're literally learning, getting. If you study ICT, it's getting a PhD in finance. Now, how much time does it take to get a PhD when you go to a normal education? You know, you do something. It takes time, and you have to give yourself that time. So if you're 21 and you're starting out, you sound like really already thinking ahead, which is really nice. We have another few youngsters here. They do very well. Casey, I don't know if Casey is here. He's doing very well as well. SMC Charter is very young as well. Join the Discord. We've got a few youngsters there. You guys should talk together because you can motivate each other and help each other out. Let me make sure that I have the correct Discord. I think it's, maybe I should make like a kiddie table for the young. No, I'm just joking, but I think it's really good because you guys are, you're so ahead of so many people of your age if you're already thinking that way and focusing on. But yeah, you know what? You get a lot of shit, Adrian. If you're going to be successful as a trader, there will be a lot of people telling you shit also to keep you, to prevent you from getting successful. That's also something that I noticed in this journey. So you being young and talking to people and asking advice, the best advice that I can give you is really, you have to figure it out on your own and test it if it works for you. And hey Adrian, I made a playlist exactly for beginners, so I'll go over that. Hold on, I just want to put on the that's in the Discord as well, especially for beginners. But I think core content is the most important. Then 2022. And I took out a few months of core content because I thought you can always go back to that later because you don't need that straight away. But then what he has been doing this year, he actually said this year, you just watch what I say this year and then you go backwards. So you don't need to study from 2016, then core content, and then 2023, 2024, and then 2025. But he actually said, listen to what I am doing now and then go back. But first core content, and especially up to month 1 to 5, and then he literally lifted the veil this year. I mean, it was just, for me, there were so many missing links, little things that oh my god, that really upped my game a lot, thanks to what he did this year. And they're less long, they're less. So you sort of like, he's really he really gave away a big present this year. I can. Yeah. So for people that trade ICT, says I don't look at old videos anymore. You're missing out on very good information. I believe so. But hey, it takes time. You have to watch the videos. Um, are there any youngsters in the chat besides Adrian who can? You know who you are. Give Adrian some advice because I think that's. I think it's good if it comes from your peers. But yeah, I know, you're getting a lot of shit from people that are, I mean, yes, I mainly trade prop firms at the moment, as to be honest. I'll pin this message. I trade funded next mainly. I like them. So that's the only, there are more good prop firms to be honest, but I just trade with them. Well. Let's see. Are we not? We could leave that. It could be that they're not going to. They're going to leave this because look where we are at equilibrium from this Asia range. I just calculate Asia range. I want to see if we can use that as EQ as well. So like for example, this is the range that I calculated. The full range. That's what I'm doing. Like, hey, listen, if we have a big range like this in Asia, continuation. Let's see what happens. And what I think is going to go into the wick, then go back up. So that's what I mean with having a large wick here, and then go back and forth a couple of times. So that's why I wasn't eager to trade so fast in NQ, because when you see a large wick like that, it's like okay, it's going to go back and forth a couple of times. Well, let's have a look at gold quickly. We have a little gap here. 4248. Are we going to go into this wick now? It's hard to read because we have already done some work here, but we didn't tap into the 50% yet. But it doesn't have to. But yeah, I would not touch this at this moment because I don't know what it wants to do. Oh, I'm stopped out. Did I, or was I? Yes, I'm stopped out. Okay, see, you see. That's what happens when you enter too early. Didn't wait for a break or retest. But then again, if I would have a break or retest, my stop would have been much better, right? I would have entered here, and then my stop would have been here, and now it was much higher. But yes, I do trade prop firms, Adrian. Yes, do you, by the way, already? I mean, if you tell me about you, do you already have a wife and kids? I mean, you're very young, but it could be it's possible. I'm just curious because I want to make sure I can provide for my future wife and kids. Okay, gotcha. Okay, you're early. You're really early. You're already like preparing yourself for the future, but that's good. I mean, you'll be fine. I think you already have the right attitude. I think. Very serious already, but hey, you need to be young as well a little bit, right? You need to have some fun as well, but it's easy to do. Would you like to tell me what you have? So you've done 2026 of 20, and so exactly those two, what you have been doing. So the 2016 mentorship, so the core content, right? I've done core content twice. My brain's a little bit older, I guess, so maybe I just wanted to do it twice. And I still go back to something sometimes. And then I went over 2022. And then by that time, because I've been doing, I think now it's 3 years, a little bit longer than 3 years, because I'm streaming now 3 years and 4 months. Then I watched all his live mentorships when he started. I think that was 2024. Was it 2023 as well? Yes. 2023, 2024, and 2025. So when he does live, I will go over them. But listen, I'll tell you one thing. You miss a lot when you are listening for the first time. So it always helps to go over things a couple of times. Yeah. But I don't, those two are the most important. And then I would, if you have done those two, I would start out with 2025 instead of going through everything 2023 because he refers back to a lot. But I made, my ICT list is really for beginners. So I just do what the core content. I haven't even added 2022 yet, but then I'm just adding like specifics like silver bullet, the first presented fair value guess that I use, the opening range gaps, the end walks, just the basic simple stuff that you can implement and put them on your chart straight away and check out for yourself. Hey, how does it work, and does it work for me? Because that's the most important thing. Does it work for you? Because we look at we see charts all different, and what works for me doesn't have to work for you, right? And I also trade a lot. I use time more than I use the macros, but I use also more time element in my trading, which obviously ICT is time based, but he doesn't go into it as much as there is to it. Besides the macros, the 950 to 1010, right? What he teaches. But there are many more things in time that's really to take into account. So, but hey, you're young. I'm jealous. I wish I was that young when I started. So, Adrian, what I would do, because I think the youngsters are either not here or sleeping, or because they live in a different time zone. They're from the US most. Where are you from, by the way? But maybe at the membership area, like introduce yourself, because I would like to know a little bit more about you guys as well. But yeah, if you introduce yourself, hey, I'm 21 years old, and just give a shout out to anyone. Maybe ask the youngsters, well, hey, listen, guys, anyone who's also around that age, because we've got I think 4 or 5 of them, and some of them are really very successful already. I think there's from 1 or 2. I'm thinking sometimes I think they're better traders than I am. So, and one of them started at 18 already. So, and one is some I think even 17, and he turned 18 now. I think, yeah. So, Casey's 18. I think when he became a member, he was 17. So we had issues signing him up on the Discord. He says, "I'm 18. I can't sign." Oh shit, we'll sort it out. Yeah. So, but he's 18 by now, I think. Yeah. I love to see that. I mean, that's such an awesome thing, young traders, and starting that young already. Adrian Zuleta, your name is, are you, Zuleta is a beautiful, is it Spanish name or is it somewhere? Okay, it looks like we're going to get a continuation now to the downside, but hey, listen, I don't trust it at all because we're still in consolidation, right? Even though we just took out this high here a little bit. I'm not interested in this area now to anticipate too much. Would rather wait. Hey, Jamali Beats. How's it going? How are you doing? Jamali Beats. Hey, Jamali Beats, how old are you, by the way, if I may ask? See, we just went into this little imbalance again here. We've got an imbalance here. We've got a little imbalance here. Let's go to 15 minutes. I want to show this area is so important for me. Weekly objective. Okay. So things are either a breaker block, or if it's not a breaker block, it's a mitigation block, right? A breaker block is just a filled mitigation block. Just chilling. Oh, you're 37. Okay. Did you trade yesterday? Did you trade FOMC? Were you? I think you were on the. I can't remember. My brain is not working today. Thank you, Adrian, for subscribing. Welcome to the family. Okay, so this is the area that I mark here as my TP. Now, why is it not a breaker block? Can someone tell me? Oh, Dr. Gosh, you're only 26 as well. Wow, another youngster. Wow. Okay. I just love to see that. Oh, you're in the sell down all the way. Oh, wow. Okay, so you're swinging it a little bit. Mm, I just want to see. I want to see if I can. Did I miss something? Because I want to see if I could really get it more. Because this was quite a big area, but I want to see if I can narrow it down. Where is the TP? It was exactly here. 38250. 38250. Now, could I have done better? 38250. It's right over here in this bit. I don't know. I could not have done better than I've done. Oh, look at this cell. Okay, guys. 2240 move to the downside. We've got a flat bottom here. Oh, no, not really. Liquidity. I decided not to tell my age, actually. But you said 37. No, I can't be your mommy. Can I? Yeah, I could maybe. Could. But I'm a little bit older than you are. Let's keep it that way. I wish I was as young as these youngsters, starting with ICT. That would be nice. But then again, I wasn't that serious, to be honest, when I was 21. Hey, we've got a beautiful, I think now it's a nice long. Let me see, 20 points. What time is it? 22. Yeah, I'm gonna paper trade again. Why? First presented, gap here. I see structure, nation state of delivery. It's on 1 minute, but hey, I need to practice that a little bit. TP, I wanna 22. No, it did not. See, again, I'm impatient. Okay, if I need to be stopped out, I'm gonna be stopped out. I cannot do this. I cannot see. This is stupid trade. My TP is higher than. I'm not focused, guys. You see that? So that tells me that I should not put a trade on if I'm doing these kind of things. And I'm hungry. Okay. Now, what is price going to do? We have a lack of manipulation. We did hit 50% of that. Let's see. I wanted to go. If it will go, it's really bad management, guys. I cannot say anything else than this. Um, Still a bad fucking trade. My TP was here. My original TP was here, but I do think we're going higher because of this wick. I do think we are not in a continuation move to the downside. That's the only point that I want to make. But the question is, how far down are we going to go into this wick before we go balance out this or imbalance here? That's the question. So I would not be eager to take a short until we have gotten this little imbalance out. But on the other hand, it doesn't have to do that now. It could do it in this afternoon. Or what you can see happen when there's a news candle, it uses those flat top and bottom candles just to manipulate towards two. So they leave that for later on as well. So that's why, it's hard to trade it for me. But on the other hand, I am going to take, again, I'm going to take the same trade. I'm just going to, I know it might be off and I have to journal it then. But so do not copy me today. Do not. It's not good trading, guys. It's poor management on my end, getting in too soon, not being focused enough. See, we're using this first percent for value gap of the midnight area. So I don't mind being in because if I'm stopped out, I journal it, and sometimes that's how I also you know prevent future behaviors like this. But we hit the monthly. Why did I get in? Okay, I'll share my thoughts, but it's still poor management on my behalf. I saw we hit the monthly open, went below it. So monthly open is a very, very, very important. It's a point of liquidity. So, but just getting in because it's a monthly open, that is just playing a pattern or just not really looking at the broader picture. And not, I did look at time, but it's just one or two. I never put in a trade if I don't have more than three. I should have 3 or 4 confluences minimum. It could still work out, but I should have waited. But monthly open because I needed to check if there might be another, like we have London low still below it, so it could just take the monthly open, go tap into here, and then still go lower, right? Because you see it's tapping into the first percent for value gap of the midnight area. So I should be stopped out because I don't deserve this as a winning trade. Because I went in too fast again without really paying attention. I just saw this gap and I was like, oh my God, monthly open gap, that's it. No, stupid. We are not done yet because we tapped in the 75, it went below it already, and it could go all the way to the 0.5 of this wick, which I think is more likely that will happen. Because you can see we have a down continuation, right? It's starting to perform as a down candle at the 4 hour. So it's and also what is important to take into consider what time are the lows and the highs of London mostly created between 2:30 and 4 o'clock. So for me, in order to think, okay, what time is it? It's half past. So does price action of this candle look like it's going to go up again? No, it does not. So we'll see. But this high, it has to be taken out within now half an hour to form this high. But I'm almost inclined to think they're going to leave it for later today, right? Looking at this candle, how it's forming. But we'll see. It could be manipulating. It could be all the way that it leaves this one low and these relatively equals for later. So let's see what happens. It did tap into a level here, but that's the point with wicks. That's why I don't trade my live account or well, I do trade evals with it. Unless I see a clear rejection on the 0.5 or at the 1/3 level, then I feel more confident with it. But we'll see, because now this might be a barrier, right? Until just takes it another down. So this is, we don't dibble in the middle, and where are we on? I'll show you. When I say we don't dibble in the middle, where are we in this consolidation at the moment? In the middle, right? And that's low probability. Why? And I always say that if you can frame a bullish breaker and a bearish breaker in one area, it means chop. Now, do you see a bullish breaker and a bearish breaker? Do you guys see that? I don't know if it's a short swamper donkey. If you know, you know, but I'm not so sure about it. I don't think so. I mean, I could be, but I'm not putting my money on the line on this one because we just took out a monthly open. We have we could go up as well. I do see this, yes, but it could also reject it. Monthly open is sort of like a significant point of liquidity. I could consolidate. It could do anything. So if you feel confident with it, take it. I'm staying out for the time being. And also at the time, I would wait for the macro also. I would not take the short now. I would, if it might go up a little bit and go into this area, then I would be more inclined to take it. But I don't know. Okay, take me out, please. Yes. Where did you enter Swamper Donkey? What is your entry? Did you take it from this high here? Now I do think we're not going to go over this high anymore, to be honest. Until four, unless it really starts moving now. But I'm just wondering if it's going to consolidate more, like because of the monthly open in this area. So let's see. But hey, it is we're in a down close. We're going to go into, but how far? I don't know if it's going to go really far. That's my only thing here. What's your TP? Let's see. You're on a large wick, and guys, you guys know what large wicks mean, right? Also, guys, remember you had a very, very large move in Asia, so be careful with expecting too much of the market. TP 25,350. Oh, top chat. See, it goes back to top chat and I miss Nether's messages. 25,500 is my my short entry based on inside bar high sweep. Short volume was the final entry confirmation. Okay. I'm gonna wait until the next macro. 333. Let's see. For me, I'm reading chop. I don't see any. I don't trust this time and I don't trust it enough to put a good entry on at the moment. For me, it's also like, is this is this distribution? It could be, but it could also be that we get a few of these. Let me show you. I would really like to see a large distribution candle here, but I'm just wondering if it's going to stall at this level or this level already. Choppy time, yeah, exactly. But this indicates you understand how wicks work, and in combination with how this is being set up, it really sort of like, but you never know, and it's also mostly open. It's tricking a lot of people into a short now. I think it's a trap. People are falling into the trap. Yeah, it's very trappy. I think this is a trap, to be honest, for to induce shorts and to create equal lows, as you can see on the 15. Hey, listen, it's all there. I mean, the information is there. If you have a wick like this, wick means a lot of. It's not really. It's not really the time, but we have a lot of wicks now. Yeah, you're right about that. But when you see a large wick like this, it sort of like limits the continuation move of this candle here, right? Because normally you would say, okay, we already have this. Because I'm a distribution trader, so I love the larger moves. So I live on the 4 hour, and for me, this would be a dream scenario normally, but this wick sort of like is in the way for me not to take it, and also I can't frame a clear AMD when I can't see a clear AMD. Otherwise, I would have been in already and taking the distribution move to the down. But this is telling me, this is a trap. This is not going to go. I've been stopped out 2 times on paper with the long as well, and I know I'm not. So I'm not on. You know, I'm not sort of like seeing the market the way I should. And normally that is if I'm in higher time frame, either consolidation or the manipulation move is not clear to me as a distribution trader. And as much as I'd love to see this distribution move and bring you on your short, I just cannot. And that's because this area, if I look at the 5 minute, like I said, if I can frame a bearish break and a bullish break, I know I have to stay out. and I can frame, I can see both, and they're just literally retesting each other over time. But if we're going to take out London high, it needs to be done within now and 20 minutes. Oh, sorry, I don't think so. Volume profile, maybe for you, I think that for I've done volume profile and TPO and stuff like that. Um, it can be helpful, but it does not. I don't think people. It's not the key. It depends on what you look at, but I don't think it's the key, to be honest. With volume profile, you're still too late. I want to be in the entry before volume profile tells me anything. Because sometimes you can have low volume but still have the move can go. I mean, your volume profile got you in the short, but it's not going short. Why? The, this structure tells you everything. Not for me, not the volume profile, but this structure. It told me like, hey, listen, this is a fake out. I'm not getting short anytime soon because the structure is already telling you there's chop. Not gonna move. Time is telling me there's chop, and it's not ready to move. I don't need volume profile to tell me that this is not the entry for me to take on my live account or on my funded accounts. So I don't know if it's really the key. I mean, I know it can help a lot of people, and it does have a lot of with your volume nodes and things like that. It just gives you indication. But hey, I think it's more important. Like, hey, how am I able to identify chop? It doesn't help you to identify the chop. It doesn't help you to identify the time is not right to take it. But this wick told me already, it's not the time. We're going to go back and forth. We have a flat top candle here. We are not ready to go down now yet. The structure is already here to sort of like prevent it. This is not a distribution candle like we normally have. So just saying. It's also not a long. It's not a short, it's not a long at the moment because it's chop. Now let's see, it's 3:41. What are we going to do? Yes, we understand Swamper Donkey. That is December, and we know it's chop. We all know. What do you mean with you guys? We know. We all know that already, and we've gone over that many times. So I mean, we don't need that lesson. Thank you for sharing that. But we know December is chop month. We know that the yearly objective has been met. We all know. We all know. My short was actually, I outlined, this was my short. I outlined this already. This was my weekly objective. It happened in Asia, so I didn't manage to take this short. I already was talking about this all week. This was actually this should have been the trade for me for this week, but I managed to get the FOMC full move, so I'm okay. But hey, I'm done. I mean, for the weekly objective, I'm not really done, but my larger move, the distribution move that I was waiting for, that was up to here. So I have to reassess. I don't understand what you're saying. I'm not interested in trading this because it's chop. So for me, this is not an interesting area. So yeah, okay, yeah, you're right. Maybe it's 30 points. So I'm not interested. But I also think for beginners, it's sort of like treacherous because I think you actually thought it was going down further, but it's not. It's just going to stall. And just to take, where's your confirmation? You wait for one. You've got one candle here that is, and then it stops already. So um, I don't think that teaches anyone, especially when they're new, something valuable. And I'm here to help people you know, to get the A plus setups, and I don't see an A plus setup. So, and if you are doing well in chop, I kudos to you. I mean, I think that's really awesome. But then you're more experienced, and that's something that I think that's more for something to do after people have more. But to be able to identify chop and to not trade it will save a lot of people blowing up their accounts. So that's the point that I'm taking here, and that's how I see it. So. And I'm sticking by that. So I'm not questioning. And if you take 30-point scalps like that, hey, kudos, that's awesome. But I don't think that's something that new people and just starting out should be focusing on in this environment. And this environment is especially good to learn. And yes, it's a lot of chop now, but hey, it's good to learn that environment. And also when we get into a better environment, chop is always the same, and it's the same structure. And if you can identify it and stay out of it and wait for a better move, why not? That helps people to trade better. I wish I knew that sooner, to be honest. But hey, you go scalp your way out of it. I'm happy for you. I actually hope that people that are in my stream right now are understanding that this is a low probability area to short or to do anything and to stay out of it. I showed you guys with my longs that I was stopped out, but also the short didn't really work out, right? So, and how to identify that by looking at the higher time frame structure, and the time is not time to move yet. So we'll see in the next macro, maybe it's time to move, but I think the London high is in because you know um, so if the London high is in, we are in this wick. How far are we going to go in this wick? Are we going to get a few of these candles? That is my question now, because I wonder if this is going to be a distribution candle. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with the FIB people and retail, all these retail people coming in and telling me how to trade. I think maybe it's a time of year. I don't know what it is. It's like, yeah, you got to do this, you got to do that, and you don't understand this, you understand that. Hey, we just have a different way of trading. I don't tell anyone to do this or do that. I think it's good if everybody has their own way and look at things differently, but it's just some weird. I don't know if it's the time of year or is that what starts when you get over 500 subscribers? You get like it's the other side of that we haven't had to deal with yet. But anyway, it's all good. Oh, they don't work for you? Okay, Steve. Hey, listen, for me it works. I mean, I'm happy with it. But you know what I don't understand? I'm very well. If it doesn't work, this is not the stream for you because I mean, I trade ICT. I'm ICT based. I think it's clear in the stream in the description. So I'm always wondering why people, when they don't think it's work, they go into streams where ICT people are trading. I'm just wondering, do people don't read or something? Oh, gosh. Oh boy. Oh boy. Exactly, Mikey. You understand it. Nothing works if you don't know yourself. You need to learn. And I think it's also study. Uh, well, 3 years is a lot though, Steve. I mean, if it doesn't work for you, no, no, no. Steve, if it doesn't work for you after 3 years, do not study harder on ICT. It will not work for you. It's not for you. It's easy as that. I don't know if how much you studied, maybe many how hours per week, but it took me extensive studying, and I'm just being honest, guys, 1.5 years extensive studying, and then I got profitable. But it wasn't easy. I really, that you think, oh my God, you finally understand one thing, and then you get into the market, you get impatient, and then but it's like getting a PhD in finance. It's not like, oh, you watch a few of these videos and you're profitable. It really takes hard work. And yeah, Steve, and I'll tell you one thing. I got into ICT because one of my I used to do volume profile TPO, and there was one girl that I was studying with, and she told me to go to ICT. So we went to ICT together, and guess what? 1 year later, she says, you know what? I'm going back to TPO and market profile because for me, I just see too many fair value gaps. I can't make it work. So she went back. It didn't work for her, and I got profitable. So it just depends on the person as well. So I totally agree if it doesn't work for everyone because it is not, it is also how your mind works and you as a trader, everyone sees things differently. And for her, it just got to, I don't know, she says, I see just fair value gaps everywhere. I don't know which one to take. And I think she just had to put a little bit more effort in it and maybe study a little bit more. But I actually don't know how she's doing now, but oh, you did? Wow, Jade Cab. Well, that's pretty. I mean, he is a pretty awesome trader. So yeah, no, so Steve, I get it. I get it. If you focus on something else and that works for you, but I do think that the logic that you studied, I think deep inside you understand. Um, yeah. um, I think if you study ICT here, I think you profit from everything that you learn. And but some things doesn't really, you combine things, and I think that's also important that you can combine things and because everything maybe you. I do think that you take all the information up and do something with it. But hey, Ludovicus, I actually made a playlist in my Discord for ICT. Thank you, Ellen, by the way, for beginning ICT concepts. And see, people are getting now interested in ICT concept because of the people talking down on him. That's how he does it, right? That's also why he creates this thing around him. It's just a buzz, but hey, everybody needs to find out for themselves. And I'm always surprised about the people that talk shit about him. I'm always surprised, and they're all very profitable for some reason. And they think that no one else that trades ICT is profitable. I'm profitable. I live in I travel the world. I live anywhere I want to because of actually ICT. Because I wouldn't have been profitable without ICT. I could not make it work. I could not make it work. Yes, it's pinned, Ludovicus. Um, yeah, I totally agree. Well, no, Steve has a point. Steve has a point. If people just stay on the 1 minute, you won't be successful. But that, I think that counts for everything, don't you think? But hey, listen, if you can beat Jade Cap, you're doing well. I don't know if it's true, but I believe. I mean, why would you lie here? I mean, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. But to say that all ICT traders are bad, we've got Desi, and I know a few people that are millionaires from ICT trading. So I don't think that all ICT traders are bad. I don't think that Lumi is a good trader as well. Um, but exactly, DBT. No one on the 1 minute, and it's sort of like you're saying that ICT is on the 1 minute. I mean, I am on the 4 minute more than on the 1 minute, 4 hour. Oh, guys, I'm loving this. Hey, Steve. Y- you're more than welcome. Hey, Steve, listen. I embrace every trader. It's not that I am like anti non ICT, but this is an ICT friendly zone. But I embrace everyone is welcome here. And if you, I mean, I would love to see you if you want to share your how you trade. I would love to see that. But just also just from a point of view, from interest, and really also make it valuable for everyone. But I do have a problem with people talking down on ICT and saying it doesn't work because it does work for a lot of people, and I'm one of them. That's the only thing that I have issues with because I do think it works, but it depends on the people, and people need to work fucking hard for it. It's not easy. And that's my point. But that's what I am also preaching here. Listen, it doesn't come easy. You have to work for it. It takes time. But the people that are I just started 4 months ago, but I'm almost at 500. But the people that I've gotten in my community, they are very eager to work, and I don't have any signal seekers as so far, and they're really interested in, hey, what is your trade, what is your TP, what is your stop loss, how does it do it, and they want to go deeper into it, and that's what I like to see. So um I just get very, I mean, I get a little bit triggered when people come into the stream and talk down on it and try to make it sound like it's not working. While we've got new people here who are already doubting it, and people need to check for themselves. But I just don't. You have to have an open mind, and I just hate it that people talk down on someone like ICT who's giving away a lot for free. That man has done a lot for the community, and if it doesn't work for you, that's fine. But why talk bad about someone? That pisses me off. And talk bad about any trader at all. I just hate that when people talk bad about other people. That really upsets me. Listen, you can talk bad about me, but if people talk bad about other people or in my, then you get me very riled up and I get very angry. But hey, you can shit on me whatever you want. I got thick skin, but yeah, yeah. So yeah, and I'm all here for it. I want to help people as well, just like ICT is doing, but it's not for everyone. But hey, Steve, I appreciate you, and if you want to join, feel free. And I don't want to shit on you, but just want to make, because it's been just the last few days that I've got people just being weird and just like I don't know, it's just trying to sort of like being a little bit like in a specific way being negative about some things. Um, just like little like it doesn't work, you should use this or should use that. Not what, yeah, I'm not telling anyone to use anything. um well, Steve, you said that it doesn't work because you beat them all a little bit, but it's okay. Hey, listen, we'll catch up in the Discord because I'm really curious. I want to know about your trading, and I do believe you that if you have really beaten Jade Cap, kudos to you. But Ludovic is the Discord link is not valid anymore. The one in the chat, the one in the that I pinned on top. Are you kidding me? It should be working. Did you, Ludovicus? Did you try the one that not in the description but in the chat? Maybe double check again. I had a few people getting in already today on that link. DBT's going at it. Anand, is that a question for me or for Steve? Yeah, no, I pinned the correct one. And hey, we're getting at 4 o'clock. Let's see, we can make the London high. Well, there goes your short, guys, with your volume profile. Now we missed the whole trade because of the. So you can 5 minutes. There's also like a little bit of okay, let's see, 4 o'clock. Did we take equal? Did we make it equal high or did we take it out? Oh, ooh, I like this. Now we have an equal. It just made. Did it take it out or not? Let's see. 25, 4, 4, 25. Okay, we sort of swept it. Okay, good. Welcome to the. I'll make sure that I make everything a member. Okay, I see you, Steve. Okay, I see Henemy. Okay, good. Okay, nice. Yeah, no, feel free. I mean, it's not too. I mean, you don't have to prove anything to me, to be honest. But if you want to, you're more than welcome. But I'm just curious about. I would love to see your just your screenshots from trades as well, and just how you trade, because that's also like I think that's more important as well. But hey, if you want to prove it, you're more than welcome. But you don't have to for me. Well, DBT wants to see it though. But yeah, I'm more curious about what you look at in trades and stuff like that. Anything that people can learn from, and it doesn't matter if it's different, right, than ICT, because that's what I love to see. But hey, John, yeah, I live in South Africa. It's sort of like nature reserve, and I've got ocean view from here, so. Well, actually, I don't have ocean view anymore because the trees are blocking the view now because it exploded. But yeah, it's nice. I like it here. But I'm trying to get back to the bush. I actually live near Kruger Park, so I want to get back in 5 to 6 months. So, um, but yeah, it's nice. It's nice, spacious, right? I like that too. I also don't like to have my curtains closed ever, so. Method, that's a good point. I think he also day trades. I actually haven't watched him for a while, but I know Tanya didn't do well on that. I know Tanya, she didn't do that well on that stream on that. Uh, I actually didn't follow it, to be honest, but well, now what did we do? What did we do? So we went into the wick here. So you see how these wicks, they sort of like give you a lot of information, right? But it's still not, we're just going back and forth. Oh boy. I got a little bit, my heartbeat started racing a little bit. I got a little bit upset at some point. I'm not upset, but just irritated. Tanya had Lumitrace on this morning. It was cool. Oh yeah, I saw that they did a session together, back to back. Yeah, that's nice. I have to watch that. I like that. Women supporting each other. Was it a nice session? Yeah, it was yesterday's, right? This morning. I think it was yesterday. Hey, you see this, guys? We have equals, relatively equal. We didn't take out this one. We take this one. Yeah, you liked it? Yeah. They should do that more often, I think. Do a stream together. I think that people have been waiting a long time for that one because I think they mentioned it like half a year ago that hey, let's do a back to back, and they finally got it done. I don't know if it's the first one or did it was it have they done it more than often? Yeah, they'll have a look. I like to see that. Thanks, good energy. Okay, so we might get this entry now, but oh, see, I cannot now. I'm gonna have a look. We totally missed the trade, but it's okay, guys. I mean, I'm just gonna wait for the 8:30 news. I'm gonna have a look. You make me curious now, Steve. Celebrate the payout. Oh, did Mark and Mommy also? Did she participate as well? But Steve, how much? Where were you? What is your name on the Liga board? Oh, your P&L was 2,500 then, right? If I read it correctly. Jade Cap had only 236 bucks. Was it nice to do? Did you was it nice to anticipate? Would you do it next year again? Okay, we went into this one now. DBT. Oh, I love DBT already. Okay, well, DBT, it is, if someone is proud about something. uh, I also, in all honesty, I also think if it was more of a joke, for if it's Tanya, it was more of a joke. I know that she didn't take it very seriously, but hey, I mean, if you enter a competition, you should take it seriously. And but it says your rank is 207. Okay. Okay, so we went higher. Okay, we went into the week now. Okay. So, guys, do you see why I was sort of like, it looked like a continuation candle, but because of this large wick and sort of like a little bit doubtful for me to really anticipate in the long, on the short, I mean. Now, the long I was stopped out twice because of getting really, really poor entries, but I'm just thinking, could I have entered here? I was a little bit distracted, obviously, about the the discussions that we were having, but let me just see if I could have entered in this trade time-wise. 348. Yeah, this would have been my entry somewhere around here, but then again, no, I don't know. Previous day low here. I guess not. Um, I had this level here. Let me see. Did it go up to my 33%? This was my initial TP, right? Hasn't even gone there yet. 38%. It's all good, guys. I mean, Steve, I think I salute everyone who does a competition like that. And hey, next time you might do even better, right? Let's not talk down on each other, guys. Let's keep it nice. Uh, if you look at the time when it was ranked, it was early in the morning. I got to place for and top it. I'm based on how the stopping that isn't profitable. Now, guys, we're just gonna keep it nice. We're just gonna, hey, everybody. They went from a low of 100 points. How much did you get from that? They went from a low of 100 points today. How much did you get from that? I didn't trade at all. I've been distracted with the conversations a little bit. I didn't feel comfortable with the short, and I've also missed the long. I tried the long twice on paper, and I was stopped out. So that means I'm not in tune with the market as much as I would like to be. So, but I think I think this is a valid level for the long to go to. That was actually my TP twice. But I just didn't have a good entry and I was stopped out. And then we had the discussion, so I wasn't really paying attention to the charts. But yeah, so we did a work. I was thinking we might go a little bit low into that wick, to be honest. But we did tap into the quarter level, right over here. You can see that. Um, yes, I get it. I get it. I get it, Steve. Yeah, DBT. You know what, guys? I think we're gonna have a nice session. You know what I want to do, guys? I think I want to organize because I haven't done a lot in the Discord, but I do want to organize some sessions which could be valuable, but maybe just a session because it's Christmas time and it's holiday time, just to get to know each other and just do like a get together. Anybody can hop in or about who are we, what are we doing, where are we in our journey, what do we like, and from that on maybe see okay what are people, what do people maybe want to me to do in the Discord for a specific topics to be discussed, or maybe some profitable traders that are already doing some things. Maybe they want to do a Sunday Asia session together, get things like that. But I just need you guys to, hey Bowser, how are you doing? So actually that's the point I want to make, and maybe Steve and DBT will be best friends. You know, you never know. No, I'm just no, but honestly, I really want to do something like that and just see how, because it needs to grow organically. I don't want to push anything, but I really need. It is for, you know, it's for the community, but I have no idea what people, you know, what they want, and how I can bring value, or people in the community how we can bring value, right? Because that's the point. So if there's anyone here that, you know, and as far as we have been going, there's a lot of people that already are bringing value in the Discord, and it's all on a very small scale because we're just starting out. But so yeah, Bowser, you missed a lot. We had a very good conversations, but market is just going up instead of down. So I'm not in any trade. You know, I missed my trade. Bowser sent me a message. Oh, your TP has already been hit, and like, yeah, I actually said in the beginning of the week, if I miss that trade, I'm going to be very upset. But I'm not upset, by the way, because I had the FOMC trade, so it's okay. It's all good. I didn't bite anyone's head off. I've been really nice today, even though I got a little bit upset. So, hey, listen, I can be a bitch sometimes. And I have to bite my tongue, so I didn't do that today. So I'm proud of myself. How much did you get from that? So John, are you asking me if I took any of that trade? I did not. I did not end up trading this. I was distracted. I had 2 paper trades which told me that I was impatient already. So I guess I am a little bit upset that I missed this move. So I'm like, shit, do I really need to trade this bullshit now instead of this fucking move that I missed? Yes, DBT, there is a silver bullet. That is normally between 3 and 4. So normally, let's go in the 1 minute. Now you see how the monthly open was really like also like a reason for me not to get in. How that give you the information that it will go up, right? Plus the combination of this wick here. But then you can make the point. Yeah, why did you go up? Hey Steve, I love that. Listen, same here. I mean, I mainly, and you can see my trade recaps as well. I'm a distribution trader, and I don't have trades mainly over 50, 60 points. Sometimes, you know, over 100. So but my issue now is that I have to I trail too fast. But people see those trades and that it's easy how to make 50, but they don't see the 3 years before that, right? How you get to that point, and how it looks easy now maybe, but it is not. And I'm trying to emphasize that as well here, and that's why I'm also trying to really help people prevent trade like chop and things like that. So that's why it irritates me when someone comes in and said, "Hey, you need to do this because you're leaving 30 points on the table." And I'm like, "Yeah, but that doesn't help a new trader when they want to start. I want to help them to identify the low probability areas, because that's where I lost my most money. That's where I kept stabbing at it, and where it didn't work." And being able to identify that by looking at the wicks and looking at the higher time frame structure, that saves me, like, I mean, I didn't see those things for the first 1.5 years. And now I'm actually, after 2 years, I started thinking. So that's what I want to share here. So then it irritates me when someone says, oh, you know, it's like, yeah, but I'm here to help other people speed up their learning curve, not make it more complicated by throwing in something else. So that's what me. It really, sorry, it really gets me irritated. So and then you came on top of that. So it wasn't meant to be nasty to you, but I really appreciate it if people share that, like, hey, what Steve is saying as well, like, hey, I struggled for years, and I'm all about helping people, and we have to be honest. We have to be honest about our journeys and where, because if you're further ahead, it might look easy and people might be getting the wrong idea that, oh my God, I'm doing something wrong because I'm not there yet. No, you're not doing wrong, but you have to also realize, and that's why I'm always saying this, it took me a long time to get there, and it takes time. It takes time. You need to work hard for it. It doesn't come easy. So, and, Steve, if you did something like a challenge and you end up in a place like that, that's also like telling you that you make growth, you make progression, and okay, maybe you compare it to a jade cap or whatever. Now I think we have to be careful with that because maybe someone had a bad day, but hey, it's still something to celebrate, right? And and you should be proud of it. And I salute you, and we salute you, and I would love to, and especially because you did ICT and do something else, feel free to share it, and people are open. It's I want to have collaborations with but the only thing that I don't want is that retail bullshit. I do not want retail bullshit here. That really does not help people. But yeah, that's the only thing. Um, yeah, so DBT, we were going over the London silver bullet. Now, was there any today? There should be. There's always one, but what happened at 3? At 3:01, we created this high. Where did we go into? Let's go on the 5-minute. Okay, so it reached. This was the level I was aiming for, right? Let's see if it gets there. 3 o'clock. We sort of made a high here. I would not. That you have this displacement here. For me, this is a hard read, to be honest. It didn't take out any liquidity here. Well, it did take out this one here. I think today was really hard as to say, like, okay, what would have I taken? Normally you could go up all the way up here, and then at 3 o'clock the move down could have been this move, but it wasn't really in a fair value gap, right? Also on the 1 minute we were already in a wick or something, so that was a little bit hard to read. Then you have the displacement to the downside here. I guess it would have been in this wick, so let's go to the 1 minute. But you go back, we're in that choppy area. So the entry that I would have taken, if I would have not been distracted too much, I would have waited for this move to the upside. We had the first was presented here, and I would have then maybe we went below the first presented in this area here, and then for the move up. This is still a macro, so that's important for me. Macro, but on the other hand, I would have been confused here a little bit because we are below the first presented fair value gap again. So most likely I would have waited for it to be over it, and then at 4 o'clock I might have taken this one, the retest of the previous day low, retest of the first presented. So I would not have gotten in before for this 1 past 4. Why? Even though this is a retest, valid, but below the first presented, I would have just needed more confirmation in this scenario, and then waited for this one here. So 4 o'clock, and then I would just I just use time in that case, and I would get out at 10 past. So that normally I always say 8 past is a very important time. If you see it stall, you get out. But it moved on. Technically, it's going to use the 20 to 40 most likely as well. But I would have had this. It's not a large move, but it's still, I mean, I say that, but I should stop saying that. It's 35 points. Hey, X6Ron9X, thank you for your compliment. I appreciate that. It's been a wild ride. It's crazy how I never I am so appreciative of how it's been going and how we have been growing this community, and it's been such an awesome. I'm actually very introvert, and I don't like social media, but I'm always so excited to go on stream because of the chat. And I never thought that was actually a part that I was missing, the communication as being a trader, being able to communicate with other traders. I was just always trading by myself, and I don't know if you guys can relate to that, that it's hard to, if you have friends that don't trade and family, you always get this look and they don't tell you that, but you know what they're thinking. So you're literally on your own as a trader. And one of the few questions that someone asked me in the beginning was, what was your hardest thing of the whole journey? And that was letting people go because they were not supportive and they were trying to drag me down my trading journey. And I was very determined to make it work. I had to make it work because I had no choice. I moved away from my country. I'm not allowed to make a normal salary here. So the only thing was I had to live off trading. So I had to make it work. And I made it work. And now I can live anywhere where I want. But I had to let go of negativity around me and people that are trying to pull me down. So this community is just, I never thought that this was something that I actually really missed. And I guess that's why I can talk 6 hours in a row, I guess. But that's where the Discord comes in, so I don't need to talk 6 hours in a row. Okay, you guys can talk. And not always have to, because I'm always like, do people really don't get fed up to listening to me for such a long time? So, but that's where the Discord comes in. But anyway, guys, I mean, I cannot thank you guys enough. And I'm learning, it makes me a better trader as well because I go more over the trades and I go over scenarios. It helps me with my impatience because that's something that I am struggling with. It's already much better, but yeah, and being on, it put me in a room with people and I have to socialize. I feel very awkward, but I don't feel awkward. But I think it's because you share the passion for tape reading and going over charts and stuff like that. And it doesn't bother me if there's 100 or 200 people here or one. It's all the same to me. But I don't have any fear of that. But it put me in a room with a lot of people nowadays. I don't. It's like, oh my god, what am I going to talk about? Though, when there's no really a good topic. I'm not really good at that. I used to be good. I used to be able to talk about nothing for a long time, but not anymore. I have gone older and wiser. But anyway, yeah. So we went back to the first presented fair value gap here. So I guess it went to. So did anyone take that long? I know we were a lot of distraction, but I guess sometimes that happens. I was distracted a little bit, but I think it was a good conversation to have. Did anyone manage to take that long from an earlier? So I took it long twice and I got stopped out because timing was off, even though I wasn't comfortable with the short ride. I was impatient. So again, my long was actually not wrong analysis wise, but it was wrong time wise and getting too soon, not waiting for more confirmation. So I journaled that because I was like, okay, what did I think it was low probability anyway at that time. So I shouldn't have entered at all. I shouldn't have entered before 1 past 4 at all. But for me, being able to see like, okay, it's not a short as well. That's also I think, okay, I'm really now getting better at reading. Like, okay, we're in this area. It's chop. It's a trap for the shorts. Like he said, which it was. It was trapping people to get short, right? And it clearly was. So I guess. Yes, so I used the first presented for the London session, the New York Open session, so the one at 6 p.m. I used the one in New York AM PM session, and I've got another one. Oh, the one in the New York PM. Oh, I mentioned that, but also ICT gave another one, which I actually forgot to. Hi, Metha, you should have told me. Let me show you guys, and it probably would have given a lot of clarity as well. Where is my 150 to 210? I've been distracted. You saw I already started with. I'll get to your question, Siva. 150. So I always mark now this macro because it gives me a lot of insight to 210. I forgot to do that. Hold on, I just want to make sure that I'm not missing any workers coming by. Here we go. Okay, so let's go back. So this is the one, and then ICT says the first percent. There's also first presented fair value gap. Yes, well, I'm going to show you where the price went to. You can see the my chart. Now, ICT said the first percent fair value gap from the 1:30 to 2 a.m. Eastern time is valuable for the London session. Now, I forgot to look into that because I've been very distracted today, but also because I went over gold and I'm just I guess I'm also a little bit distracted because of all the electricity and water issues here, so bear with me, guys. My apologies for that. I'm not AI, as some people sometimes joke about us women being on stream. Okay, so I see this one here, right? So 1:30 to 2, we have this one here, and we have this, I see this area here, so I'm just going to mark this one here as the most. I'm going to give it another color. Let's see. Most likely it will have given some information. Okay. So already, if you use this first presented fair value gap, now according to ICT, it's only valuable in London. But if I leave it on, you'll see later today, because every time I forget to take it off, and then during the day I'm like, oh my god, I just tapped right on it, and then it had a movement away from it. But so if I would have used that, if I wasn't that distracted from the get-go, and I would have seen this consolidation and the move away from it, I would have entered already sooner. But I did not use, because also what I use is this high, the high of the session that has been of this macro that has been created. So if we would go lower and it would go back up of this first presented. Hey, what happened? I didn't touch anything. Oh, internet glitch. There we go. Okay. Let me just make it a little bit bigger. Let me go to the 5 minute because it makes things clearer. So two things that I'm taking away from this is that this macro, this low has not been taken. So that's already a point of interest for me. Like, okay, we've got London lows equals being created. So that's a point of, we have news coming at 8:30, right? So mark this area. Then during the consolidation here, we futzed around here, we went into it, and then we had displacement out of it. Now that would be, for me, when I would have marked this properly, that would be my first indication. Okay, we're ready to move up, because you know, equal lows being created, time, the macro starting, and you know, we already, it's indicating it's going to go up, right? So then, so that's how I use this macro information. I wish I did not have done that. I wish I'd not have forgotten this. So every time I do this, I've done it. No, Metho knows it. I do this every morning, and it helps me to frame my trade for the London session. So. So also that's a very important one, DBT. The one in, so the 1:30 to 2, both in the PM and in the London session. But according to ICT, this one only has value in for London to give you direction for the London trades. But leave it on, because I'm going to, when he comes back, I do want to ask him, because I'm sort of like, I've seen a lot of good things happening with this one later on. So I'm wondering if it's sort of like, because I will leave it on so we can see later on if it has any value. So I'm still testing this one. But this one is the first presented of the London session, as you can see. Now, the only bad thing about automating it is it does not use it. you know, when you take a fair value gap and you have a little gap here, you have to include this whole area. So technically the whole area is to here, right? Now it doesn't matter in this case because we are in a bullish scenario and it uses the top, but if it's on the top, well, it does actually matter because we have the same thing on the top. So this is actually a suspension block, even more valuable. So I'm gonna change it because we need this one later today. It's gonna use this one. So I'm gonna override this one because I want this one, I want the full areas including the imbalances. So let me just, I have to make it orange. Hold on, I'll do that. So sometimes I have to override them a little bit when they miss out on that. So you sometimes have to check that. It's important that you do that. Here we go. So now I have it included. I'm gonna write it down. Okay, here we go. So we'll see later on. It will be you'll see that price will come back to. Now, where did it go to? What do we see here? There's first presented fair value gap here as well. Now, which one was it? That was the first one of yesterday's AM session. Let me see quickly. Yeah, here you go. This was the open. You see here. And where does price go to? So this is how I stack my confluences as well. Like if my TP was here, right? But I was already looking at this one, so I thought, okay, if we go up, we retest, because it hasn't had any retest yet, this represented fair value. So I use them as a roadmap. You can literally, price goes from one to the other, and this is the one of the PM session. So are we going to go higher maybe today? Could be. So let's see, the move might not be done. We're creating equal highs here, right? So we've got more room to the upside. We've got 0.5 here, we've got 0.62. So let's see. So yeah, those are the ones. I can show you my settings, but always make sure that if you go over them. I'm forgetting one, DB. The one at midnight. Here, you see this one? The gray one. That's the one between when midnight starts. And you see how with the chop, it's sort of like bounces in back and forth, back and forth. So also for me, with this, when it would have left this area and also go through this one here, that would have been also for me very tell that we are starting to go, we're leaving the area and we're going to get some distribution again. So it was actually quite a nice trade to be honest, but hey, all good. I mean, did anyone catch that trade? Just curious. So, someone asked about the Silo Cephal. I do want to go back into that. Like, how would I manage that trade stop-wise, right? Because for this trade, getting in, I think it was hard already. Even though I would see here, like, okay, where would I go in, right? I would use the breaker here, for example. But is there a retest of the breaker? No, there's not. So this would have been if I would have not gone in here as a turtle soup or like the inversion, like say for example, what I most likely would, like for example, if I would see this move start away from it and I would market order in, because sometimes I do that, right? If I see that I market order in and I would use this. Okay, let me go over the few scenarios. If I'm really, really focused. Like for example, I see, okay, we're at the we're creating equal lows and I'm looking at time and I'm ready. Okay, it's a short trap. I'm gonna go risk it for a long, and I see this displacement in a macro. We're starting the macro, right? It has to be time. So 350 we get a displacement, and I think you know what, we're over this candle here, and I'm just going to market order in, because sometimes I just do that because I know it does not retest the breaker, but I will use the breaker for my stop loss. So what would I do? I have to use, in this scenario I would have to use this. I don't. So Let me just check this. It's technically even bigger. I don't like it, to be honest. It's too big, but we have to do that. I have to show you just to see if it's okay. Now, I don't like it, but okay, let me see. I market order in right over here. Now you always, if you're not profitable yet and you use the breaker retest, you always want to form a 2R trade. So you have to start going back into your charts and see, like, if I would go, because you need to get to a point that you trust that it's always a 2R trade will most of the times will give you that. So in this case, if you would use the breaker retest, so you use all the green candles, we have this goes lower, so all these blue ones can be breakers. You have to have a 2R trade. Now, did we get that today? Let's see here. Yes, you do. Now, I don't, for me, this is just, I would be a little bit more careful, but we did frame out, now but you can do this with a micro easily, even though it's 28 points, right? So with a micro, it's doable, and then you have your 2R trades. Now, you could easily frame it up to here, or like I had that 33 level to here. So let's see if you put it up here. It's almost a 3R trade. So in this case, that's how I would use the breaker retest. Now I also use time, and I use so many more things as retests. If I'm really looking into things and first presented fair value gaps, and let me see what else I've used as a retest. I'll go on the one. I do trade, Steve. I do trade from the one. But I always have the 4 and I do manage my trades from the 1 there. But this is like for me also, sometimes people see me get in and I put my stop below a time. For example, here, did we have a retest of the previous day low? No. But I could use that as well. Like if we have a retest and we're going up and I just market order in, for example, I put my stop below time things as well. Here, this is a good example, 3 o'clock. If you move away from it, you get into it, you do below the wick, but it's literally below the time, because you don't want to see it go back below the open of the 3 o'clock price, especially the 4 o'clock. If you're in the 4 o'clock time, like here, if I would enter here, I do never want the body go back below the body of the open of the 3 o'clock price, because that means you're going bearish, right? So that will be a stop for me as well. So if I would have entered here, let's say I miss, where would I put the trade here? Like my 401. Like say we stop the conversation, I see it and I get in very quickly. Where would I put my stop in this case? I have to frame my trade again. Where's my line? Let's say I get in here. I will use the midpoint of that first presented and then go up to that here somewhere. And once it's just running here, but that's the only thing that I have to be careful not to trail too fast, because that's my 8R trades. I have a lot of 8R, 5 to 8R trades, but I trail too fast. And then it becomes a 2R trade. I do get back in again. But then, for example, you get a retest and then I get stopped out, which is annoying. But yeah, most of my trades are above 5R if I'm interested in it. But let's see. Yeah, so I would use this first presented fair value gap as a stop as well. If you start out, you preferably want to do below the full. Let's see if you can make that work for 2R trade. Still possible, yes. But in this scenario, you just don't want to see low below. You see there's a value gap here. You start playing around, and the more experience you get, you start playing around with it a little bit. But you don't want to move it when it comes down to your stop. Once you put it, you leave it, and you get stopped out, and you journal it. Do not start lowering it, because that's something that I used to do as well when I was afraid of being stopped out. I don't know if people can relate to that. I was trying to avoid that for some reason, and it's the worst thing you can do to yourself. Like, oh my God, it's coming here, and then, oh no, if I put it here, and then suddenly you have like a 50-point stop out, and then it's really ridiculous if you think about it. But I used to do that. Full transparency. That's something that I used to do. But do not teach yourself anything like that, because once you get into those little things, it just tricks your brain, and it's very hard to deprogram that. I don't do it anymore. So that's why when I paper trade and I say, okay, let me be stopped out, is how I trained myself to be okay being stopped out, accepting the risk. Do something stupid, you accept the risk, you get punished for it, and I journal it because I make it a lesson for myself then. But I really had to deprogram myself, because I don't know, I was really afraid of being stopped out. I wanted to avoid that at any cost. Can anyone relate to that? Does anyone feel free to share things about that? Because I think it's important to talk about that. Because I think if I would not have done that, I would have been profitable much sooner, in all honesty. But yeah, being afraid of being stopped out, it's a thing. I don't have it anymore. So and I actually enjoy it. I don't enjoy it, but it's safe. It's a stop. It prevents you from more losses. Yeah, Bowser, you have it. You understand. You also had that as well. I think it was one of my hardest things to get. I think my growth started when I stopped doing that. When I really forced myself being stopped out, and it forced me to also look better at my stop loss position, and being fully comfortable with being stopped out, because that's actually a really good place to be in. Right? You put on the trade and you just sit back, and if it's okay, I'm stopped out, I don't care. I accept the risk, because I know, for example, the trade, if I'm too early, it's just that I'm too early, and the trade will reappear. I'll just have to wait one more macro, for example. So I have that, that comfortable feeling. And if I don't, you can tell, but then I actually don't know what I'm just get in because I'm impatient, and I just put on a trade. I did that. I did that last week somewhere, and people were, don't you see the breaker there, or don't you see the fair value gap there? Are you not worried about that? And I didn't even see that one. I didn't even look at it. So that was, it was a paper trade, but it was the same. Yeah. But anyway, we're going higher. I think I'm going to leave it here, guys. I think I like the price action. We got news coming. We got the equal lows in London, so I like that. So that's nice. If we're going up, I guess the news might bring us more further down, but we also have we still have one end walk on the upside, which still has which needs some balancing. So yeah, I'm looking forward to the 8:30 session. So I'll see you guys in New York, I hope. And I always feel like it's Friday, but it's Thursday, right? Every time I'm so confused. But it's just Thursday. So I like Thursdays, because Thursdays are my favorite days of the week. So most of the times you have a distribution, the larger distribution, especially. Is it second or the third week of the month? The third week of the month are most of the time the best for me, but not sometimes the second. What date are we on? Let me see. Are we on calendar? Is it the third or the second? Even though I know the date, but sometimes it's the third. Yes, we are on the third. No, we're on the second. Okay. One more week to go. Okay. Well, anyway, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I just need $100 to make a payout, and I'm not going to aim for too much today, because I had 2 monster days. yesterday and the day before, so I'm just going to be satisfied with $100 today. We'll see. We'll see. Anyway, guys, I'll see you guys later. Stay safe. I'm going to go touch some grass. I'm going to go for a walk, clear my head a little bit, and come back to hunt. Thank you, guys. I love you guys so much, and thank you for just being part of this journey. It makes me a little bit emotional, to be honest. Yeah, it's getting to the end of the year and how things have been going. I'm a little bit emotional in a good way. So, thank you guys again.